What's up? What's up, my guys? Welcome to another show, SVR show, NBA show from SVR, my guys. Sorry, I'm live from the Starbucks today, man. Live from Starbucks. I'm still getting the internet at my house, but we here doing whatever I have to do the show, my guys. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's my guy Jordan Sharp. That's my guy Junior Browne. We're here to break down these NBA games. Just two games today, my guys. So we're gonna be short, be quick. Hopefully my Wi-Fi don't run out. And I appreciate everybody for watching. What's up, Jordan? Everything cool with you?
Yeah, not a great day yesterday though for our Charlotte Hornets there. I will say this: the Indiana Pacers defensively looked better than I've seen them in a long time, and if they play like that tomorrow night, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's simple as that. Charlotte, on the other hand, played no inkling of defense yesterday from essentially the opening tip, which is pretty crazy. They really didn't even come to play offensively until the second half. Still didn't make that game believable at all. So congrats to the Pacers. We'll see if they can run it back again tomorrow. But thank goodness for our guy Junior Browne, who I'll shoot it to in just a second here, who got us some money in the first half under that Washington-Boston game, which I tailed him on. So 1-1 for me personally, 0 for 1 on the show plays. How about you, Junior?
Yeah, 2-0. I hit that one, and the over in that Spurs. I mean, in the Pacers game, it's kind of funny because the way Charlotte's offense looked, I was kind of scared they weren't going to score enough points to hit that over. Little did I know that Charlotte was going to treat that like game one of the regular season. Like these guys really didn't even look like they realized they were in a playoff situation. That just guys kind of shows you experience really counts. If they had a couple more veterans, they even Gordon Hayward probably would have had them a little bit more ready to go. But, you know, when you're a spectator, it's kind of hard to bring that same level of intensity. Not to make excuses, the Pacers have been playing pretty well for a while. So congratulations to them. I still think that they're probably going to lose to Washington, but we'll get into that tomorrow, Jordan. I'm not trying to hate on your team.
There's time for that.
J Money, let's do it whenever you're ready, bro.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm still pissed. Yeah, the Hornets. I took the loss with the Hornets yesterday. I took them plus the two, my guys. So I'm absolutely pissed. There was an absolute no-show for them. They didn't come to play. I'm with you on that, Junior. I do think the Pacers will get smacked tomorrow. We know that. We'll talk about it. We'll get to that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm still pissed from the Hornets, my guys. But we took the loss. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. We always know that. Only one unit. But yeah, took a loss on that. It was over. It was over in by the first quarter. You see what I'm saying? They just didn't come to play. Pacers did come to play. So it happens, my guys. Brogdon, everybody ended up playing. But let's get to today's games. That's what you guys are here for. Yesterday's history. Today we got to get to it, man. So Spurs versus Grizzlies. First game up, Grizzlies land pretty much 4. Was going up to 4.5. So depending on which spot you shopping at, maybe 4 with some juice there. But we know the Grizzlies are the favorite here. We got a nice little total as well, Jordan. Anything you looking at this one? Maybe a little under spot here. First half under, Jordan. What we doing?
I'd like to bet the under, but I'm going to go, I think, with my heart and my wallet for a couple of reasons and lay the points with the Memphis Grizzlies here in this one. I'll go with 4 for the official show click, even though I got it the other night at 3. Simply because these two teams are two very different teams from who played each other 3 times in the regular season. The first meeting of the season between these two teams, Spurs still had LaMarcus Aldridge. Jonas Valanciunas did not play for the Grizzlies in the last 2 meetings of these two teams, and it basically starts there for Memphis tonight. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league. How do the Spurs keep Jonas Valanciunas off the glass? How are they going to slow down him and Jaren Jackson Jr.? The Grizzlies have an immense depth advantage and size advantage at the forward and center positions. And on top of that, even if the Grizzlies, even if the Spurs do slow down John Morant tonight, the Grizzlies have shown that they're a committee team and they work to where they have the advantage. And the fact that those two big men didn't really play against the Spurs all year, other than the JV in that first meeting. It leads me to believe that they're going to have a huge advantage on the boards tonight, and if that's happening, if they're getting offensive rebounds, not turning the ball over, I see them winning this game pretty easily. And secondly, I think that the Spurs just second half. We always talk about the Spurs in the first half. They were the worst second half defense in the league this year. They slumped their way down to the end of the regular season, giving up about 122 points per 100 possessions, and that went up like by 6 in the second half. I think the Grizz, even if they do hang around, I think the Grizz are going to have the depth advantage and the size advantage, and they have the best player on the floor. I'm laying the points tonight with the Grizz.
Sorry, I had to go on mute. Junior, what are we doing? Y'all hear airplanes, all type of shit going, man. If I don't mute, but Junior. Hey, Junior, what's up, my guy? What you think about that? We laying the points with the Grizz? You think the Spurs might be a feisty dog? Well, you the total guy now, Junior. So what
Junior's
doing,
the total guy.
No, I'm riding with Jordan. I'm laying the points with the Grizzlies. for several reasons. Kind of my same thinking as yesterday, even though I didn't I didn't pick a side. I was too scared to pick Indiana because of the whole narrative that they don't cover spreads, but it was kind of obvious, right? Indiana came in red hot. The Hornets came in as cold as can be. It's kind of the same thing happening this time with a little added twist. The Spurs look terrible. They really do, and especially on defense. Like teams just seem like they can get anything they want against San Antonio. When it's their defense that goes, I have to get worried. And it's not like they were ever a defensive juggernaut in the beginning, but there was a time where the defense was actually playing well this season, and that's just not the case anymore. So I worry about that in a playoff situation. Another thing is, bro, if you just think about the Spurs, is this a playoff team? Like they've come as far as they're gonna go. They've been kind of checked out for a while now. I think the Derek White injury is way more important than we really gave it credit, because once he went out, they just didn't look the same. Jay Money's been on this narrative, for most of the season. I think I have been too. That we take out one of them guards from San Antonio, and it all kind of starts to fall apart. We know DeRozan's a star, but they need all of them guys. They really, really do. I just don't like this matchup for them at all because, again, Jordan touched on it. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Valanciunas, it's just not a great matchup for the Spurs. It's not a great matchup for San Antonio's current roster at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just so many different levels. I think the Grizzlies are the better team, and the Grizzlies were already in this exact spot last year. And I think they kind of want to get some revenge from not taking care of business. Like they basically collapsed at the end of the season and fell out of the playoffs, kind of like how the Hornets did this year, where the Hornets at one point were a 4 seed, then fell to the 8 seed, and then in the last 5 games fell to the 10, and now they're home. The Grizzlies kind of want revenge, so I think I've talked long enough. Revenge spot Grizzlies, better team Grizzlies, hotter team Grizzlies. Let's go, young boys. Give me some money. Let's do it.
You know what the problem is? So I remember the Grizzlies come off with, not saying it's a problem with the Grizzlies, but they come off COVID, what's called, they came out like 2 weeks or a week and didn't play, and they smacked up the Spurs back-to-back games. Yeah. I believe that was the only back-to-back set that the Spurs had not covered one of the games, you know what I'm saying, all year. They played like 6 or 7 back-to-back sets versus the same team. They went 6-1, in those stretches, whatever. The one time where they couldn't get some revenge versus the team was the Grizzlies. So maybe the Grizzlies are just that much better than the Spurs here. I must say, I would be laying the points with the Grizzlies here. I hadn't made a play on this game. Want to look towards an under spot. I do think if the Spurs want to try and stay in this game with guys like Murray, you will have to try and lock up Ja Morant. We have saw him not necessarily trying to defer to other guys. So just be interested to see what happens if Ja Morant tries to get to the hole at will like he should be able to, or whether he tries to defer off to everyone else. But definitely Grizzlies are nothing for me. The Spurs can be a spicy type team, but in this particular game, like I said, I didn't want to lay the 4.5 with the Grizzlies, but it's the only way I could look here. I do think they could smack up the Spurs. They are missing Derek White. They don't have really the inside presence to go up against Valanciunas, so it's going to be a damn good game. I wanted to look towards some defense here, guys. You saw yesterday, even fast-paced teams, this is somewhat like playoff teams. This is almost like win or go home. So maybe not as many fouls late, but I think you'll get some defense in this game, guys. Grizzlies, Grind City, well, regular season, they were really getting the up and down, but this is still a defensive team, in my opinion. Spurs as well, they might have to try to bring the defense, my guys. So heavy lean to the under for me. I think that total might be even better than the side, my guys. What you guys think? Jordan, what you think about that total real quick before we get to the next game?
I absolutely think the under's the side that I would be on if I bet this one. I think what you're seeing here with the line and lengthening for Memphis and the total going down. I mean, that just means the Spurs implied total has been shrinking essentially since this line opened. So the money's definitely coming in on the under, I think, and the Grizzlies for a reason. It's just like Junior was talking about, the superiority of the Grizzlies defensively. They ended up as the 7th best defensive team in the league this year. I mean, now they were right in there with the Suns and the Clippers. Like, this is not a team that most people think of when it comes to that defense, especially nowadays that they have all their guys back. We've talked about this at points basically this entire season about when they get Jaren Jackson back, they're going to be a tough out. And I think, like Junior mentioned, they want to go on the Grizz redemption tour. And I think that Ja Morant, I think, kind of realized what it took last year in the bubble and how they fell out. That probably left them a bad taste in their mouth. I completely agree. It's time. If they're going to do it, it's going to come on defense tonight. That's essentially what I'm saying. Is if Memphis Memphis has that rebound tour. They are going to do it on defense. I think it's probably a pretty sharp pick. I think I might have to ride with you a little bit on that too. I know the first half is like 109, which is crazy. I think that's probably going to be a stay away for me. But the full game would be where I would look on the under, I think.
Got you, Junior. Real quick, what you think about that? What you think about that total? If you had to play it, which way would you be looking, my guy?
I could only look under because I think that if it goes over, that kind of plays to the Spurs a little bit. I don't see the Grizzlies wanting to get into a shootout. The Grizzlies usually are successful when they come with some defense and obviously knock down threes, which they sometimes struggle to do. But defense is the one thing that they can rely on. So if it's going over, I'd be worried about my Grizzlies to cover scenario for sure.
Got you. Yeah, no, that's a good point there that they may want to slow the pace down. And both teams, neither team really are really great at shooting the three ball, to be honest with you. So a lot of them, they really like to get into the paint. And that is a problem, to be honest with you, for the Spurs, the way the Grizzlies like to get into the paint. Jakob Poeltl, like sometimes he can be good or decent, but it's like he's going to have to be like David Robinson tonight in order for them to keep this one close. So it'll just be interesting to see. It's definitely going to be an intriguing game, my guys. Heavy lean to the under for me. Let's get to the next game, Warriors versus Lakers, probably game of the night. I saw this one dip down to 4.5, my guys. It's back up to 5.5 now for the Lakers. We got Steph versus LeBron. Huge game, I must say. Wasn't expecting to see the Lakers in the play-in game, but I mean, this is almost like a NBA Finals game 7. So I think we're in for a treat for this one. Junior, you agree this is game of the night?
I think that this game validates Silver's whole reasoning for having the play-in situation, because I was really thinking about this yesterday. And I was kind of like, okay, so let's just say the Lakers were somehow by some miracle to lose to Golden State tonight and then lose to Memphis or San Antonio the next game, right? Let's just say. I know that's probably not going to happen, but whatever. Wouldn't they have lost to Utah or Phoenix in the first round anyway then? Because what's the difference really? Like, if your argument is like, oh, we worked the whole season and then it got decided by 2 games, well, it's kind of like, well, bro, you were playing you got the lesser of 2 evils. All you had to do was beat a team that really isn't even a real playoff team to get in, and you couldn't even do that, but you're telling me you would have beat the 1 or the 2 seed if you would have got in the regular way? Of course you wouldn't. So I think this game kind of validates Silver. I think they should keep it now. Like, now that I'm seeing it play out, because the next game, the Wizards Pacers game, I wouldn't really care about a Wizards Pacers game normally, but I'm gonna watch that game. To me, that's basically like a playoff game. So I think that anytime you could get fans more interested in the games, which has been a subject on this show literally for the last month, it could only be a good thing. That being said, if you ask me about this game, I'm on the under first half and under full game. I'm not on the side. I've been wrestling with this game for a while. I mean, we've kind of known this game was coming. I try to handicap it myself. The spread is pretty similar to what I thought it would be. And I just could make an argument for both sides. The only real argument that I can make that I would invest in is the fact that both of these teams have been top 5 to 10 in defense all season. The Lakers have been 1 or 2 all season. The Warriors have been somewhere between 5 and 10 all season. And in a situation where, it's not a real playoff game, but, LeBron versus the Warriors is such a big deal that if you're in either one of those locker rooms, you can't pretend to not feel that tension. Because the loser of this game, it kind of I'm not going to say, taints their legacy, but we all read social media. We all see what the stands say. The LeBron stands say that that LeBron could carry anyone to the finals, but Steph Curry, if he doesn't have Clay and the surrounding cast, he can't really do nothing. Well, here's Steph with a chance to kick them right in the teeth, right? To beat LeBron head to head and get into the playoffs, right? And then there's the I guess you want to call them the Jordan stands, really. They're going to be like, yo, LeBron can't even really get to the playoffs. All he's got to do is win 1 game. He can't even do that. So no matter what, this game has more meaning than just a play-in tournament game. It's kind of almost like a little bit of a legacy rivalry. You see them. When does Steph ever talk this much? Steph even said the other day, I'm not going to take it easy on LeBron. Whoa, Steph. Whoa. Whoa, yo, chill, Mike. Yo, you getting, you know what I'm saying? If you're a Lakers fan, you hear that tells me Steph is as confident and he says he's ever been in his life. And he's going to come out here and shoot 15 threes minimum. We'll see how many of them he makes. So I can't really pick a side. So many arguments I can make for either way. Whereas the under, I think that it's going to be played with some, look, Jake mentioned it. It's kind of a Game 7 type scenario. I think we're going to see that kind of intensity, those kind of nerves. A bunch of guys for Golden State have never even really played in the playoffs before. So a lot of moving parts in this game. I think the under is the play here. So I'm on under first half, under full game. Sorry that I just talked for so damn long.
Nah, you good, bro. This
you
is
breaking it down.
Day. Yeah, this is the main game of the day, man. That's what they're here to hear. That's what they're here to hear. Two different hears there. You see what I'm saying? But Jordan, what you liking today, my guy? What you liking in this Warriors versus Lakers fight? You agree that this is the game of the day, my guy?
Oh yeah, by far the game of the day. A game of probably the last month or two of the NBA season, if you combine all those games too. Because I mean, this is like you said, Junior said. I think believes exactly what we kind of knew was coming, and I think it's exactly what the league wanted. Two of the league's best players on teams that have been injured perpetually all season, now fighting for their playoff lives. I mean, you can't write it any better than that. And speaking of writing, and I think if you look at specifically the two stars, Curry and LeBron in this game, if Stephen Curry loses this game, goes on, even if he loses in 2 days on Friday and after he loses this game, I don't think his legacy is tarnished absolutely 1 ounce. If LeBron does, though, they hold him to a higher standard for a reason. Is because when you are put on the pedestal of the Mount Rushmore, put on the pedestal next to Jordan or the Mount Rushmore basketball, whatever you want to call it, like if it goes down to history that LeBron James, the year after they won the NBA title in a bubble, and where some would say was a little bit tainted, I disagree with that statement. But there are those who make that argument that no travel contributed greatly to that title last year. If you come back and defend that by getting bounced by a Warriors team that's not at full strength, and frankly is not even in the stratosphere you are as a basketball team, your legacy will be tarnished. And I think that's exactly what's going through LeBron James' head tonight right now. If I were LeBron James, I would be telling his entire team, I don't care if this is not a win or go home game. It is to me. It is to my legacy. It is to this basketball team and this franchise because of how we won last year. We need to prove to everybody that we are for real, and we need to get out of these unfortunate circumstances of being in the bottom of the playoff bracket here in the West and get out of it and start beating some teams that had better records than us. And so the Warriors being, we get back to this game, the Warriors being an inferior opponent, I think doesn't matter in a scenario like this, because all it takes, like Junior said, is Steph Curry to knock down 11 of those 15 attempted threes tonight, and the Warriors are going to go on and the Lakers are going to be fighting for their playoff lives and their legacy in the next 2 days. I don't think that's going to happen, but that being said, that's the only reason why I'm betting the first half of this game and not the full game. I really hope Junior's first half under and full game under cash, but first half specifically, the Warriors are another team that has seen their implied total just absolutely plummet since these lines came out, because the Lakers have been getting more points, and the total's been going down. So I think the Warriors are at like a 106 implied total in this, 106.5 team total. If they don't get 110, 115 points, they're going to lose this game, I think, because the Lakers, like the Grizzlies, are going to be dominant down low tonight. They're not going to let them breathe any inch of an offensive rebound this evening. So it better hope they're making those outside shots to stay in this game, or I think the Lakers are going to grind them down and suffocate Steph Curry at the point of the attack, double team him, do whatever you have to do to get the ball out of his hands, and then just use your prowess down low and your superior talent to wear these guys down through all 4 quarters offensively. I think that the first half here for the Lakers is a play. It's at 3 now. I still think that's a pretty good value because the Lakers have owned the Warriors basically the entire year first half wise. They've owned the entire Pacific Division in the first half. This the last thing real quick. The Lakers were the second best defensive team in the Pacific versus Pacific games. The Warriors, on the other hand, almost the worst defensive team, 119.5 points per 100 possessions given up. Net rating of -17 in those games. So I think, and that's in first halves, not in full games. That's first half Pacific versus Pacific numbers. So give me the Lakers minus 3 first half tonight.
I like it, Jordan. I actually love it, man. So I do know that the Lakers will come out here, and everything you said about LeBron not being able to lose his game was right. We know that he's kind of recruiting Steph Curry over there to LA anyway, so that's another reason you need to beat Steph, so to show you that you're the better team. Hey, come hook up with me, bro. Them some bombs over there. Come hook up with me. But yeah, I like the Lakers in this one, man. I'm with Jordan there. I took the first half minus 2.5. I do think they'll get it done full game. I lean Lakers. I definitely think this is almost a must-win game for them. I do think they'd rather play the Suns rather than the Jazz. They do. I mean, both of them are tough matchups for them, but let's be serious that the Suns are still don't necessarily have the playoff experience or necessarily. I mean, other than Chris Paul, they don't really have the hogs over there like the Jazz. Jazz is like the possibly clear-cut best team in the West right now, my guys. But I like the Lakers in this one. I took them first half minus 2.5. It is up to 3. I still like it. Excuse me. I think they throw 3 guys at Steph all times. And I really like the fact that they have Schroeder back, a really good defensive guard who can really stifle Steph, but you're going to have to double team him. You're going to have to make the rest of the team beat you, simply put. Steph maybe get 25, 30 points, but regardless, you're going to have to make the rest of the team muster up that 70 points. And the way that the Lakers are solid defensively across the board, I don't think they let guys like Bazemore beat them tonight, guys. So simply put, like the Lakers in the first half, I think they have a lot to prove. I think their defense, their championship-style defense really shows off tonight. The Warriors, they're a good team. Steph Curry is nice, but the rest of the team, their bench is some bums, man. All that Jordan Poole, all that stuff, all that Mulder, it's not happening tonight, man. You stop all that BS. Maybe next year in Summer League or some shit, but not tonight, man. Give me the Lakers first half. I'll go with official -3 with my guy Jordan. Jordan, break him off with anything else on this one, and you can break him off with your officials, my guy.
Yeah, I was just going to say Damian Lee also out tonight as well. That Warriors bench just got even shorter too. So they're going to be they're going to be
man, get this guy up out of here, man.
If I was going to say, you were talking about if Steph Curry scores 25 or 30 points. If Curry only has 25 tonight, the Warriors aren't getting over 100. I will almost – he's going to have 35, 40 points tonight for them to win this game.
His point total is 36. I'd take it under. That's
36. I was going to say, I figured it was 35, 36. So, I mean, it's just – it just goes to show you what the books are thinking about these games tonight. I think the Valanciunas prop is like 20 and 15, too. So, like, you can kind of tell some of these narratives by just looking at these props as well. Officials for me, Lakers -3 first half. And give me the Grizz boys. Let's do it. Grind City. Lock it down. Let's go.
Got you. Hey, the land of points worked out pretty well yesterday. So, Junior, what you liking, my guy? What's the officials for today?
Yeah, I'm laying the points with the Grizzlies, and I'm on the under both first half and full game Lakers. I really think this is it's going to be a really high intensity game from the beginning. Going to be a chippy game, physical game. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch this. By the way, shout out to Jason Tatum for just putting on a show yesterday,
right?
Man. Like, that was a show. That's a dude that was ready for the postseason.
That's my guy. He showed up that he was his guy. He showed up as my guy. That's Tatum that I know. The regular season, and even Miles Turner said it. He was saying basically implementing or implying that maybe the Pacers weren't playing as hard the whole season. It was like, oh, now it's a different time of year. Now, man, you on the bench, man. Stop all that. And you're out indefinitely. No shade to your team, Jordan, but you can't be talking smack.
He was talking a little foolishness on Twitter last night.
Not even in the playoffs yet, though. But like they probably lose tomorrow, and then what? Then I'm gonna retweet his tweet, man.
I'd like to remind Miles Turner of their playoff results over the last 2 years. Let's get into the first round first, and let's not get swept second. And maybe you can start talking shit on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't see him winning tomorrow. We'll get to it tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's show will be combined with basically the winner of today's play-in as well, my guys. So we're gonna combine the Thursday and Friday show. Obviously, we don't want to come on and just talk about one game, so we'll combine it. Come on, talk about 2 games tomorrow, and then no show on Friday, my guys. So we appreciate everybody. So yeah, I'm on Lakers first half, my guys. I think Lakers come out here, try to send a message. You have to stifle Curry. Curry is the type of guy almost like Luka. And when you play really good defense on him, he gonna get the pass in the ball. You see what I'm saying? So they're gonna have to. He's gonna be running off screens all night trying to get set up for a 3. But when you put 2 guys on him and really stifle him, I think he'll start deferring to maybe somebody else. That's not gonna be good. I think Curry won't get past 30 points tonight. I see Lakers run away with this one, coming out hot with a lot to prove, my guys. Sorry, airplanes going and everything, man, but Lakers first half for me, my guys. Nothing heavy, just going half unit, but still trying to catch it. We appreciate everybody for watching. That's Junior Browne. That's Jordan Sharp. I'm your host, Jay Money, my guys. Live from Starbucks today, man. Hopefully I'll have the internet at the house tomorrow, man. We appreciate everybody for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. Go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out our articles, NBA content. We gone.
Happy birthday to Deanna Smith in the chat.
That's cash.